What's happening? It's the Big Cory Podcast.
I really don't know what I'm doing, but I'm gonna do it anyway. You know what I'm saying? I've done some podcast shit before, but usually I do it where it's just the audio. It's just audio. This is the first time that I'm doing it with video, but I'm gonna try it anyway. And I'm gonna try it because I had a weird ass week, nigga. I had a weird ass week. I said that I wasn't gonna fuck with the Frontier Airlines shit no more, but I lied. I didn't want to fuck with it, but nigga, it was $46. Look, I've been stressed out. I needed to get the fuck up out of here. I wanted to go to California. So I'm going to California. I get the $46 Frontier flight. Everybody else was like $170, $200. Listen, gas prices is kicking my ass. It's cheaper to get on the plane and get the fuck up out of here than it is really to just go anywhere in Arizona. So I left. I go on a Frontier flight, nigga, it's all bad. It's all bad like it always is, but it's all bad for a whole different reason this time, nigga. I get to the plane. I get on the plane and I board this bitch, right? No, first of all, I'm skipping steps. There's the good and the bad of this, right? Everybody knows going through the airport is bullshit unless you pay for the pre-check shit. But if I'm flying on Frontier, I'm probably not paying for no pre-check shit, and I did not, right? So I didn't pay for the pre-check bullshit. I get there hella early because Frontier got all of these rules because they don't really want you to fly with them. They don't. So anyway, I got there hella early with my little baby backpack. Not a baby, you can only take the little bags if you don't want to pay extra. So I got there with my little bag, and I get to security, nigga, and I got my fucking little baby bag. I got my shoes off. I got my belt off. I got my ID in my hand, nigga. I got my boarding pass, all of that shit. And I get up to the TSA agent, and she's like, "You good?" Okay, so I appreciate it because I got through hella fast, but I accidentally left my little grinder in my little baby backpack. Nobody saw that shit. Nobody gave a fuck at all. Like, nobody cared about nothing. So I got through that shit fast, and I'm fortunate, but it's unfortunate just given the kind of people that's going to be on Frontier Airlines. Frontier is really Spirit. It's the same people, nigga. So anyway, I get to the gate, and it's the usual people there, nigga, just fucking strippers and cheap people like myself, so I'm not looking down on nobody. Strippers and cheap people, a couple scammers and shit. Anyway, I get on the plane, and this is always the funniest part to me. This is always the part that I fucking love, okay? So fuck you, all you little regular size Americans, okay? Fuck all of y'all. Because every time I get on the plane, nigga, and I get up there, and I could just see everybody deflate. As soon as I get on the plane, I come around that bitch, and everybody see me. Yeah, I'm motherfucking scared to make eye contact. You don't want to look up at me and shit. You try to put shit on the seats. It's assigned seating. If I'm supposed to sit next to you, nigga, my big ass is sitting next to you. Should I have bought 2 seats? Maybe. But I'm not doing it. So I walk down this aisle and shit, and then sure as shit, I gotta sit somebody. He's all huffing and puffing. Nigga, I'm huffing and puffing because by the time I get to my seat, nigga, somebody on this bitch is fucking funky, nigga. Somebody on this bitch is funky as a bitch, and I don't know if it's a person in front of me, behind me, the left or the right of me, but somebody is ripe, nigga. Somebody on this plane is funky as hell, and I don't, fuck you looking at. I don't know if it's a person in front of me, behind me, the left or the right of me. And I feel like it's probably all of them, to be honest with you. And it's not worth it. Cheap flight, it's not. And then I start to realize maybe it's everybody. Because these motherfuckers is in groups. And it's groups of people, and they all funky. Nigga, I don't know what kind of funk it is, but I'm uncomfortable now. Okay, and Frontier Airlines is cheap as a bitch, and it's always gonna be cheap because it's always gonna be some bullshit, and I'm always gonna complain, but I'm always gonna get it because the flights are $40. Anyway, so now I'm on this funky ass plane, and I got to be on the plane for like not even 2 hours. So I got a teary-eyed 2 hours. These motherfuckers are so funky. I got off the plane like I stink. I checked myself several times, and I went and got in the shower after that. Anyway, so I go out there and I enjoy myself. I'm kicking it. I went to go eat one time, right? So I went to go eat, and I'm gonna try to edit that shit in here. I went to go eat, and I got this motherfucking crab leg. Well, a whole crab. The menu said whole crab, and it cost $65. So I expected it, and sure as shit, it came out there. They got the big they had the big lobster claws and shit. And the big lobster claws out there, shit, big thick ass crab legs. So it wasn't a king crab, it was the Dungeness. I don't know. The shit had like little like hairs on the crab, whatever. It was hella good. But the only problem was this: I'm eating through the whole shit, and I got some like crab on reserve, because like there's a whole crab part right here that I ain't even touched yet. I ain't crack it open, nigga. My mouth is watering. And when I flipped that bitch over, there was no crab meat in there. I got catfished by the fucking crab. Anyway, fuck that shit. Everything was cool about that. I had a cool little trip about everything. It was relaxing, nigga. I went and ate. Everything I ate was fucking perfect. Everything I ate was good, except for the catfish crab situation. And then the next day, I go to get back on my connecting flight. Now, this is a worse situation. I bought my shit on the hopper. So, I bought my shit on the hopper, and it's a connecting flight. It's a connecting flight, but listen, it's $46. So I get on the plane at 8 o'clock in the morning, and what happens is it leaves Oakland, California, and it takes me to Las Vegas. But I got to stay in Vegas for 6 hours before my connecting Spirit flight is next. So then I got to go from Frontier to Spirit, and that's a whole other fucking conversation. But so while I'm sitting on here, I feel like, you know what? For a Frontier flight this time, this shit is pretty regular, nigga. Like, it's no, the smells are pretty well, there was a lady next to me, like on the aisle next to me, but in the front, she was fucking up a whole bowl this big, nigga, of just green beans. It was just green beans. She had a fork and she was fucking up like she just got out of jail, nigga. And whatever, it still wasn't as funky as the first flight. I'm trying to figure out, I'm like, why is she eating these green beans? And I'm sitting there, my phone goes off, and I check my phone, I look at it, and it was like, nigga, are you on a flight to Las Vegas right now? And I just answered yes. I figured somebody saw me in the airport because I was leaving Oakland. I was like, yes. He was like, nigga, look over your shoulder. I look back there. It's motherfucking Evan. It's fucking Evan. It's my homeboy from Oakland. I met him in the tailgates and shit like that. And anyway, he was going to Las Vegas, and he didn't really have a whole plan of what he was going to do. So since he didn't have a plan, and I had 6 hours to kill, I said, let's go get something to eat, because look at me. That's what I be doing. I eat. So we go to get something to eat, and I take him to the hash house. And it's not the hash house like how you would think. Since I'm eating it, it has nothing to do with that. It's just pancakes and like hash browns and shit. But the servings are fucking oversized. They're crazy servings. So you order something, and I'm not really that little. It's really difficult for me to fuck with that shit. And I try to tell him. He was like, nigga, I want to eat the meatloaf hash. It has meatloaf, mashed potatoes, eggs, cheese, all kind of shit. I said, hey, nigga, slow down. This is not the kind of breakfast you used to. These portions are crazy. He said, I don't give a fuck. I want it. Okay, he got it, nigga. And I ordered a pancake that was this big, nigga, like the plates at your mama house. One pancake was that size, plus eggs and cheese eggs with onions and shit, nigga, and, you know, whatever. I had a regular breakfast. I powered through that shit. I ate it. But I'm a big growing boy. Evan is a regular sized American. like 180 pounds, perfect on the BMI chart, all that bullshit. He can buy his shirts anywhere. He was struggling, nigga. I'm looking over at his shit, and they had his shit decorated with various fruits and vegetables and twigs and shit, nigga. And he couldn't do it. He couldn't fucking fit. He was over there hurt, slunk. I'm gonna attach a video or a picture or some shit. He was over there hurt, and he told me that he wanted to talk to Joe Biden about the portion sizes. Anyway, the place was so busy, it was so packed there, that the service ended up being kind of bad. Not the actual server, and he was the shit, but everything took a long time. So we waiting for the bill. It's so busy, and we waiting for the bill. I'd say, Evan, let's just go. So what are you talking about? Like, nigga, let's just leave. It's busy as a motherfucker. Our server ain't around here. It's hella shit going on. Let's just walk out, nigga. The exit is right there. I get my shit together. I'm like, nigga, you ready? He said, hold on. Are you serious? I don't have none of that. So I was like, nigga, hold on. Listen, we could just go. It don't have to be no motherfucking dine and dash type shit. We could just walk right out of there. You already going wherever you going. I'm leaving the city. Nobody gonna know shit, and they not gonna give a fuck. Let's go. Anyway, I was halfway fucking with him, unless he was gonna do it. I was halfway fucking with him, but he decided not to do it. Anyway, the server came back, and the server was cool. I was like, hey, you know what we was gonna do, nigga? We was just gonna walk right out that door right there on you. Nigga, I was gonna leave a 20 on the table for you because you straight, but we was finna walk out the door on you. And he was like, don't do that. You would be in trouble. I was like, I'm gonna be in trouble, nigga. You gonna call the police? I'm gonna be gone already. What you talking about? He was like, no. Everybody would know that you left. I'm like, how the fuck? I would be gone. It's Las Vegas. There's thousands of people. He's like, nigga, look. And he made this gesture. He made this shit like I was fucking 8 feet wide, nigga. He's like, everybody will know it was you. I look over at Evan, and Evan is looking at me like, and he's looking at me like, basically, nigga, I would have done it if I was with a thinner person. But, nigga, everybody's going to know your fat ass is the one that left and you can't run. So, fuck Ev and that server. Fuck him. Anyway, so that day's not over. I got to get on a Spirit flight. And I get on that Spirit flight and I fly back to Phoenix. As soon as I get to Phoenix, another homie from Twitter, she gets here. She's a stand-up comedian. Now, she's a stand-up comedian, and I want to see her show. She's going to do a set out here. I want to see the shit. I've never been to. Anyway, I went. It was like an open mic, and she was funny as a motherfucker. She got a song out right now. It's called Sweet Type. Her name is Sane. She's the shit. Listen to it. It's a groove, especially if you smoke a little bit. That wasn't her intention, but it matches perfect. Anyway, I go out there to go see her do her little stand-up shit. And when she's doing her stand-up, it's a lot of people there. It's a lot of people there, some of her friends. And what I learned during this stand-up is, nigga, I'm not as open-minded as I thought I was. I'm not judgmental of anybody. I don't care how nobody lives their life. But I'm not open-minded. The reason I know that is because there were a few gay men that were stand-up comics there. Them niggas will make you uncomfortable. You not as open-minded as you think you are till you go to watch stand-up comedy, sit your big ass in the front row and let some male. I'm gonna tell you why. This one motherfucker was hilarious, but he made me, I felt some kind of way. Anyway, so he was saying, he said, I'm a good looking guy. I know I'm good looking, and I don't need you to compliment me and tell me I'm pretty and all of these things. That's not what I get into. That's not what, do things for me. And that's just the most for me. Be the man of the house. Okay, whatever. He got the man of the house. Whatever, I don't care. That has nothing to do with me. I don't feel no way. So he's like, you tell me that I look good and do all these other things. I don't give a fuck. But if you change that water filter in my refrigerator, I'll suck your dick in the kitchen. That shit caught me off guard, right? It's different when a woman says it. The guy would have fell out laughing, but okay, whatever. I don't live that life, so that particular part wasn't funny to me. It was weird. I could see. Anyway, so he gets off stage, and there's another comic, and he's talking about all kind of extra shit, nigga, and the kind of shit that he wished football players would do to him. And I'm sitting in the front row, and we got just way too much eye contact going on, nigga. And I left that place.